of the recordings, so
Right.
that you wouldn't be on the camera.
Right.
But this discussion is very important for everybody too. Like,
Of course.
what is your concept of God? Tell me.
My concept of God, connectedness. Like that's now I'm starting to feel like a higher power. Like I've always been praying in the morning. Like not like like Jesus or anything like that, but like just everything that's like electricity. You can't see that. You know what I mean? Everything that's connected, that's alive. Like everything you
Okay.
feel. Like you know what I mean?
So
That
I
would
do
be
I do Positive Anonymous 12 step because each country has its concept of God.
right.
When I came
Right.
here,
Right.
when I came here, I got married to my husband, who is American.
Mhm.
So his concept was Alcoholic Anonymous. That's why I got
Right.
into
Right. Yeah, yeah,
recovery. And I found by labeling, I am alcoholic, I am narcotic, it's not working.
right.
So I wrote to AA. I became an AA junkie, so to speak.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, I told them, can I rewrite it? So they allowed me to rewrite it. And I feel that's my purpose here,
Right. That's
to
awesome.
so bring recovery to the next level.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
and the this is available online at positive12steps.org, Facebook pages, fb.com, PA12 steps.
Okay. Positive
So
Anonymous.
Positive
I
Anonymous.
like that.
The reason, and it's so funny, one girl looked at my book, she says, oh my God, people now have problem with positive thinking. That's what she said. Isn't it funny, like how
Yeah.
people connote AA program
Right.
with a problem, right? Like,
Right.
so you could see like how she was thinking.
Yeah.
So I want to change the way people think. So the only thing I had to change was, see, my teacher, my higher power is my teacher. He's my teacher.
Right.
So he's my clairvoyant teacher. Like,
Right.
so even in energy, you need to understand what's a good energy, what's a bad energy. So he teaches me. So anything that takes away power is bad for you, no
Right.
matter what it is.
Right.
Powerless situation, powerless people.
Right. Drugs.
Yeah, anything that
Right.
influences.
Right. Anything.
Versus that creates force in you to do the right thing is the right thing.
Right.
So what he said was to change it into power of living.
Mhm.
Instead of even choice. It's all about manifesting powerful lifestyle.
Right.
Okay. And then before him, the other teacher, my original teacher, gave me the word. He says everything that makes our body to be used for their words
Mhm.
is unwholesome. Whether it's a
Right.
paranormal activity,
Right.
demons, or
Right.
whatever you call it,
Right.
like,
Right.
a negative
You
entity.
see, yeah.
Even good entity will have good intention, but it's not going to
Right.
manifest goodness for you at that moment. Like, let's say, like, you fall in love with somebody,
Right.
and you're married already to somebody. It might be good for you, but you need to end this first relationship. So don't get into adultery, cheating, and stuff.
Right.
Like, so like
Right.
end the first
Oh,
one
sure,
and
bad,
do
right.
like, so process is more important too.
Mm.
So unwholesome is not allowing you to feel good inside.
Right.
So the first word unwholesome came from my first teacher. The second teacher gave me Power of Living, and he gave a book, a resource book called Door to Enlightenment. So you essentially, Positive Anonymous 12 step is to open the door.
Right.
Once you open the door, you like, you have multiple opportunities. Every challenge you face is for you to finish the challenge like a video game
Right.
in a very good way, become a hero, and move on. It doesn't matter where it is.
Right.
So my faith, I grew up in India, and the faith is, they think it is trillion years old. Originally, it was taught telepathically. Like, the knowledge was
Telepath, yeah.
transmitted,
Right. Yeah.
and then it became word. So
Right.
once God had the vibrations, he's called Rudra, vibration became a word, word became university. So the faith is called Vedas. And Vedas is the
That's in
original
India.
way the world was started, just
Right,
with
right, right,
vibration.
right.
And then Agama is application of those Vedas. Because see, originally whatever was taught is not applicable now. So 12 step I had to rewrite, right? So our system is based on ancient wisdom called Vedas. And for each occasion, we rewrite it to fit in with the society. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So God eventually, the way the belief system in in our culture
Right.
is breathing space. So when you expire, you die.
Right.
When you inspire, you come alive.
I
So
like
the
that, I like
first breath you take as a baby is when you come alive.
Right.
And the last breath you take is when you leave.
Right.
But you are inside the space as a pure light
Mhm.
is always yours. It never disappears. And you go back to the space you came from, cosmic consciousness, which is like a horizontal.
Right, when you die, you go back to where you were when you were born.
And then you have a choice of coming back to learn exactly that lesson you want.
Mhm.
To do that, first you become the victim and then become the healer.
You call that reincarnation, kind of.
It
In a different
you
form,
can
right?
you can reincarnate if you want, and you can work with ethereal body you
Now,
want.
would you still
You
have?
can
would
become
you,
plant if
would
you
you still
want.
have your same thought process coming back?
The thing is that the reason you're
Or would
thinking like
would
that
that
is,
transcend somewhere else?
see, the reason again you're asking that is because you're identifying the I concept. So right now you're
right. I'm
connected
stuck in
with
the me.
I.
Right.
So when this I dies,
Good point.
you are whatever you want to be.
Right.
So that's why I feel it's important, even when you have the body, to understand who you represent.
Mhm.
See, who are you? What do you identify with? What is your belief system? Because whether you are in the body or not, you're going to identify with that. And the weird part is, my teacher says it in a very nice way. When a deer is killed by a lion,
Mhm.
the lion is so ferocious. The last thought he thinks is, I want to be a lion in my next birth. So the exact person who you feel fearful of, you become next.
Oh, okay.
So if you understand how to,
Yeah.
that's why addiction and all is very fascinating, because if you're fearing addiction, you're going to be a supplier.
Right.
See, what you're doing
Right.
is you're upgrading.
Right.
But instead, if you disidentify, that's why I feel the 12 step where they're saying, I'm this, because you are making again and again powerless statement for life.
Right.
So that's what I put a stop to.
Positive, yeah.
Because Positive Anonymous is saying, I am unwholesome, but I'm making a powerful choice to be wholesome again.
Right.
And so the whole thing is made a decision to become power, came to believe power greater than ourselves.
Right.
So how can you be a power greater than yourself until you identify what is it you want to be? So you cannot emulate something.
Right.
So
you know what it is.
So that is one way of saying it.
Right,
Okay.
right.
The second thing is fifth tradition is when it comes together. Okay. What
I
it
love
is.
how it all comes down to perceptions
So,
and how you
yes,
see things.
it's all about
It
perception.
really is.
So Positive Anonymous is to just heal my soul. That's all. Okay. It's just to heal the soul. But what is soul for you? So you need to understand. So one thing I always talk to people, this is to simplify. I'm not talking anything complicated, so don't overthink. What is recovery to you?
Recovery is becoming someone that I need to become to stay sober.
So that's a very fancy way of saying, which means you have not even understood what the problem is. The problem is, if you go into dictionary,
Basically, you're stupid.
no, not
I'm
even
just kidding.
stupid. See, the thing is, if you don't, if I ask you to play guitar, would you play?
Yeah, I played guitar.
Okay. If you, that's good. What I'm saying is, in the guitar, what is your favorite beat, tone to play? What is your,
I like to write my own music.
no, but what is C sharp, D, what's your favorite tone?
I mean, I don't really have a favorite.
Do you know
let's just, for example, say G.
Okay. So the reason I'm saying is, G. Okay. G is, I'm going to tell you what it means.
Mhm.
I love the note D. Do you know why?
Yeah, I know D.
Why?
Because it's a happier sounding chord.
D is emotional integration. You can feel and you can express.
Mm.
Whereas,
That's why I love it. I think music's like one of the
so
most beautiful
F
things.
note. Do you know how to play F note?
Yeah.
Say F note.
The
Sing
bar
it.
way, yeah. Sing it? I don't know how to sing it.
Stop it! That's the F.
That's good.
Because F is frustration. Think of that way.
Right.
Pancreas, when you get activated.
It's a frustrating chord, too.
Yeah.
It really
So
is.
because F note is sharp.
Yeah.
And it shows frustration because you haven't understood. D, on the other hand, understands. That's why the D is tough note to play in life. I love you. And nobody hears you. They hear the F note better. G note, on the other hand, is actually liver note. So if you're angry, you emit more G because the F note is pancreas. G note is motherly, but mother can be controlling or she can be like grounding.
Right.
So it's a very
Sorry,
nice.
explain
So
myself.
each
I get
note.
angry and controlling a lot.
So like I'm saying, and
Yeah.
actually G is our soul note because through mother, well, actually through father, A sharp is how we come in. A sharp is the note. Actually, in Africa, they play that literally. When a soul is being born, they'll group together and they'll play the song. And when it's
Actually,
when
chord. I like the E chord too.
so I think like when A sharp, like when a soul leaves, they will play the song. When somebody makes a mistake, they'll come around him and they'll play that song so he'll wake up to his music.
Right.
So it's very nice how music heals. But the reason I'm bringing it up is when you've never heard that note, right? F
Right.
note, I told you.
Right.
So you couldn't play it or rather say it in a way that makes sense to you, right? That's the same way. If you don't understand, you're not going to verbalize it. That does not mean you're stupid. It means you need to learn better. So I always talk skills
Right.
because never put emotion in a word. That's what makes it very painful because we're
Mhm.
coming into conclusion when
Right.
somebody says something. That's because of our past.
Right.
So what I want to
Right,
tell
so
you
it's
is
past tense.
what is recovery is you can only recover what is lost, right? That's a basic thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is lost? That is what is recovery. So the first
So
thing
actually,
is
recovery for me would be coming back to my mindset before I ever did
Yes.
drugs. Like when I was 17 and
What was
I
your
was
dream?
happy and I was
Yes.
good and I was
no, but like what were you in that happy moment choosing as your life? That is what you lost, right?
go back to that fork in the road where you were gonna take the right path.
Yes. So if you understand what you lost, you can recover. But otherwise, you're going to use words that's going to distract you again and again and then keep you alcoholic anonymous. I am an alcoholic. I'm here to share.
Right.
How long are you going to share?
I know.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not beating on 12 step, but I feel it's time for us to switch the old way of
Right.
taking the 12 step and moving it to the next level.
Right.
So that's where I came in. I wrote this
I like
book in
that.
2006. So you need
I was never big into AA anyways.
So I wrote a book because of my husband. We did a book called Boring Way to Be Happy with a Dysfunction Family. We were in a motel, mom with 3 kids. And so I was deeply in a meditation and this was given to me. Resoluteness in a blizzard. It means whatever your giving situation is, you understand what is legally right.
Right.
Legality is very, very harsh. Balance it with what is morally fair. That's
Right.
all is recovery for
Right.
me. Okay, recovery is understanding what is legally right. So that's all you came here for. I'm going to make sure you're legal.
Right.
Okay. The next thing is to figure out next what is morally fair, right?
Mhm.
So that's where we need to figure out what is lost. So keep it simple. I am not very complicated. I don't think I'm not. I don't have like a fancy ideas. Okay, so mission statement is resoluteness. That's all this positive 12 step is about. Everybody needs to make their own mission statement, goal, value, and project. This is how you leave legacy for others.
Right.
My goal is to stabilize families because I stabilize mine first. And that's why I came to you to stabilize you. It doesn't matter where you are in the kingdom, animal
Right,
kingdom,
right,
plant
right.
kingdom, human kingdom, mineral kingdom. The goal is to keep your family stable. That's why the bear attacks because its young one is like
Right.
suffering,
Family.
right? Values 12 step. I felt, why fight a religion when America is about 12 step? I said, my religion is 12 step. So you said, what is my faith? 12 step. Project is spiritual mirror. This is where spiritual mirrors, I want to mirror my higher power, my teacher. And he says everything in life is about letting go, expiring. So by doing the depth consciously, you can inspire. And inspirational people are ones who are willing to let go. If you don't let go, it becomes a problem.
Right.
So I understood it. So in India, everything is breathing space. The minute you take your first breath until your last breath, you are the answer for your problem. And that's my faith.
Right, yeah.
And the
That's a good way
answer
to put
is
it.
Vedas. And Vedas is so outdated, so that's why you need a teacher how he interprets those knowledge. Because the olden days they say, oh, you cannot marry. Like, actually in India I was married. My husband left me 7 days later, and he was gone. I never could find again. So Indian belief system is you become a whore if you get married again. I mean, I don't know whether it's the same. Like, like I'm sure here also once upon a time Catholic, right? Like they don't have like it's committing adultery or whatever. So that became a problem. I said I'm going to be the most pious woman God has ever encountered. I'm going to stay with this man forever. So I decided to become my own detective. I tried to find him, and that's how I ended up in America. Come to find out, he was already married. So I had to.
He was poor.
I know. So I needed to understand what is it being a pious woman meant. So I went to the Lakshmi. Like Lakshmi is the mother of abundance, and she is the most pious woman. And I'm going to show you how she looks, because I actually went and got like I believe in wearing her around my neck, because I would rather get married to a concept rather than married to a man. So this is her.
Oh wow.
Okay, this is Lakshmi. So. And she's so cute. She is sweet memory. She's only memory. Right. It's all, see, everything's inside, breathing space, right? You decide what you want to work with. She's sweet memory. So I was sitting there in the temple, and I'm like saying, Mom, show me that I am worthy of being pious. So a lady walks in, and she says, I need to really give a person honor as though she's my goddess. And in India, they exchange gifts between just like how you go and confess your sin to the right. priest, thinking he's God for that. At that time he's playing Jesus for you, right?
Role, right?
So same way role play you do. I mean, that's the way I think of it. Right. And so I was sitting there, and everybody was male. So in India they have a system where if it is a female, they'll transfer to the female and ask for whatever it is, the blessing. So she was an elderly lady. She came and said, can you accept me on behalf of Goddess? And I have never done this. But the priest said, you're the only girl here accepted. So she falls on my feet. I was like shocked. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? She says, you are my goddess. She says, I need to. And I bawled my eyes, because that's the exact time I was asking the goddess, show me I was worthy. And she says, not only I was worthy, I was in her. Oh, wow. There's no separation. So then I stopped doubting. That second. Yeah. See, that's what in India, it's actually, this is called Sri Yantra. Okay. Sri Yantra is like Chinese checkers. If you go into Sri Yantra research, they even do. Sri Yantra is all mindset. So when you play Chinese checkers, your only goal is to shift your thinking from one side to another side. And in the past, my original teacher said you can only move up one level. Have you ever played Chinese checker? So in Chinese checker, you should go check it out. Chinese checker, you can only move one level at a time. I was thinking, that's what I was taught. So that teacher used to say, okay, now after meditation, you can ascend one level if you want. This teacher came and told me, oh, no, you can jump. In Chinese checker, you can do 10 move jump, and you can go to the other side in 1 second. He says the only thing that prevents you from going there is your perception. You need permission to change. He says you give yourself perception what works for you. Right. He says your mission and vision should leave legacy behind. He says don't take time. Time is immaterial. Right. He says jump into space and then create your new karma. He says don't be stuck in the karma. And so when he released me, of course, he is obvious my teacher, because I could connect with him, and in 1 second I could change the direction where I was going. So he said, piousness is in your made up mind. Who gave you that word pious and not pious? Right. It's all taught by bullshit world. He says, don't worry about it. He says the person who called you a whore probably is paying another girl to get his fix. And he says the problem with him. If you're not doing it as business, don't connect that word with you and create a relationship. Right. He says just say that they played a bad note, blah, 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 bad. Just let it go, snip it. So everything is music. Isn't that awesome?